Dickie, you have an amazingly strong book of rides at the meeting. What's the one you're looking forward to riding most?
I think it's Village Vic. You know, he's got the Cheltenham form his last 2 runs. He seems to love it around there. He's what you want. He travels, he jumps.
What's he gone up this season?
A lot.
A lot.
That's the worry. It's another step up, but he's in the form of his life.
Has he been a surprise to you this year? Because, I mean, he's been a revelation, frankly.
Well, we thought the world of him as a young horse, and then had a few injuries. For horses to come back after injuries isn't always easy. So, you know, he's come back top form now, and again, Cheltenham just really suits him. The way he jumps and travels, it's made for him.
And this year, he's improved there particularly because it's absolutely designed for him, as far as I can see. And you clearly love riding him.
Yeah, he's perfect. I don't have to think too much. Give him his head enough to go. But he prefers to go left-handed. So again, that's ideal. He jumps and travels, which again we've said he's like a rubber ball. He just enjoys himself. And for me, the attitude is to die for. And
you think there's a little bit left there?
We hope so. Like obviously he's in the Ryanair, but I'm sure the handicap is probably where he's going to go. But yeah, I think he's still improving.
And if you had to have a sort of reserve best ride of the meeting, what would it be?
Hard to know. We've got lots of good chances, but I suppose Balthazar King, he seems in the form of his life at home again.
That would be an extraordinary story because he was all but dead after Aintree.
Yeah, horrible fall.
Broke ribs.
We both weren't feeling great
lungs.
after.
No, that's because you were on.
But yeah, he broke some ribs and had a bad lung. But again, it shows what a fighter he is. He's bouncing. You wouldn't think he'd ever had a problem. So
you describe him as being too thick to stop drying, Balthazar.
Yeah,
they're good sorts. Aren't
yeah,
they,
ideal,
those?
perfect. It's the ideal match. But I think the cross-country race, because it's a conditions race this year as well. I'm sure the Irish are probably going to have some decent contenders coming over because of now it's a conditions race. Some of the better horses are going to go for it as well. But he loves it round there. He's won it twice already. Have to have a great chance.
What about a horse like Garde la Victoire, who I think is the most wonderful battler, but is he just a little short of the real top class for this meeting?
I hope not. He's got a great chance. The Arkle looks very hard to beat.
Kind of.
But the JLT is, I suppose, on good ground is where he might go. And he's already beaten Bristol de Mer of Nigel Davis his first time out, giving him a lot of weight. He'll actually be on better terms with him at Cheltenham. On the bare form, I've got the beating of him. But again, good ground would be a bonus to him. That's why you haven't seen much of him. And I think he's the slightly forgotten horse of the race.
Yeah, I mean, and his attitude's fabulous, isn't it? I mean, he's a real fighter.
Yeah, and he's got Cheltenham form. He's won the Great Wood. He's won the International. He's just a really good, hard horse that wants to win. And again, come the festival, that's what you need.
And what about your pick of the horses you won't be riding, like all the rest of them? Is there some horses, particular, perhaps a novice, who's impressed you this year, or what?
There's lots of them, obviously, but I think if you had to take one horse out of the race or out of the meeting, for me, Thistlecrack has been so impressive in his races this season. I was immensely impressed with him at Ascot in the long walk, and I just can't see any other horse, matching his ability in the World Hurdle. He's the one I would like to ride.
Banging through the major races, Betway Champion Chase?
Again, it's very boring, but under so if it all goes well, which again I was impressed with him at Ascot, for me, if anything, he could be getting better rather than anything else. And I think the horses taking him on aren't up to his grade.
And for somebody like you, Willie Mullins' sort of domination, does it sort of irk you or get up your nose? I mean, but you're riding from man Philip Hobbs who's having the season of his life.
Yeah, look, we've got some lovely horses, and you're always looking the horses you'd like to have. But a few years ago it was Nichols and Nicky Henderson. It's Willie's turn now, and I think you always aspire to want to have someone else's horses or better horses. But again, we've got some great horses as well.
Winner of the World Hurdle?
Again, Thistlecrack. I can't see any other horse that's improved and looks to have got the quality he has.
And does Tom think the world of him?
He does, yeah. Again, I'm sure he's. I think Dave Pipe jokingly said that he might run Dinas in the World Hurdle, and I think his face dropped. But yeah, and I think he'd have to be his best rider of the meeting.
And the Gold Cup?
again, I think it's a very wide open Gold Cup this year, but I just love the way Q Card's, his form this year and his attitude has looked amazing. And for me, he's been there at Cheltenham before, and not in the Gold Cup, but he's ticked all the boxes, and you know he's the one I'd want to ride. Smad Place, I think it's got a great each way chance, but yeah, Q Card is the one for me.
And if you had to have the nap of the meeting, the good thing in your opinion of the meeting, what would it be?
I think it's Thistlecrack. I honestly think he's, you know, he jumps, he travels, he stays, he does all the positives, and I think that's probably the weakest race, but he just looks a class above the rest.
Yeah. And any other strange factors the meeting of the handicappers or anything you think, oh yeah, I think that's got a chance, or ones you spotted racing against perhaps?
Well, one of our own, I love Sadler's Encore. He's had a year off last year, ran really well on his rear appearance, won at Sandown. Yeah. He's by presenting, we all think that want better ground, so to win at round Sandown on a bog was a good performance, and I think he's got a great chance at the Temps final.